This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. This is a Technique Tuesday lesson. So on Tuesdays, I give out little technique tidbits as part of this series. On Thursdays, I do some fretboard theory. And on Saturdays, there's lessons that come out that are part of a mini series just of a certain topic at the time. Right now, at this particular time, there are flat picking lessons coming out on Saturdays. So lots of great things throughout the channel. In this particular technique tidbit lesson, I'm going to go over the picking technique. So in the last lesson, I went through some of the strumming techniques, some of the best technique to get the best ability, the most bang for your buck out of your strumming, and to reduce tension so that you don't injure yourself or build up just stress injuries. And we want to do the same thing with any technique that we do on the guitar. We try and reduce any sort of tension that runs through the body. So with the picking technique, of course, holding a pick, the pick becomes an extension of the thumb. So I hold the pick, it just extends out a little bit from my thumb, and then my other finger, when I first started I used both of these two fingers, but I just use this finger now. It just sort of holds it in place, and depending on if I'm strumming versus if I'm picking individual notes, I hold it just with a little bit more showing when I'm doing strumming than I do when I'm picking. So I want a little bit more control. As I'm holding this pick, it's really important that I don't grip it really tight. If I grip it really tight like I am right now, it creates tension through the thumb and also through the fingers. So it's just gently held in there. It takes minimum amount of force, and I should be really relaxed. Then in the right hand, as I come down, just like strumming, I need my shoulder to be relaxed as it comes around. So nice and dropped. If I'm up or at some weird angle, then I could create tension throughout my back, throughout my shoulder, throughout my arm. We don't want to do that. So nice and relaxed, comes around. For me, with my picking technique, I tend to anchor. I've got my fingers just tucked. I anchor sort of on the palm part of my hand right on the saddle. Now this particular guitar, being an archtop guitar, has a floating bridge, and I'm just doing it there. On other types of guitars, I'm in the same sort of position, sort of sitting on the saddle. With flat tops, sometimes I sit not quite on the saddle, but just on the piece of the bridge that extends and is glued to the top of the guitar. But somewhere there that's comfortable and that won't mute the strings. Sometimes that means on guitars like this that I need to pull my hand back a little bit for that palm, or I just lift it off and I'm not anchored for a moment. But you should be able to find a spot that you can anchor. I anchor right here with this guitar, where you can play all the strings just sort of in an anchored position, and then it's just down, up, just a nice little movement in the wrist. So just like so. Now we can pluck all down. We can do all up plucks. I'm at the 5th fret, by the way, on the 6th string, so you can do all up plucks. But almost always we work, as we get going on guitar, in an alternate picking fashion, because that helps us develop the most amount of speed. So I'm going to walk you through some exercises that can help with developing the ability to do that alternate picking. I've got numbers here on the board. So in the left hand, the index finger is represented by number 1, the middle by number 2, the ring by number 3, and the pinky by number 4. What I'm going to do up here on the fretboard is just pick 4 adjacent frets. Doesn't matter. For this particular moment, I'm going to stick my index finger at the 5th fret, and that means I'm going to play in the 5th fret always with my index finger. So I'm going to be in 5th position, and then my middle finger will play at the 6th fret, ring finger will play at the 7th, and pinky will play at the 8th. What I'm going to do is down, up, 4 times per note. I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go up, down, up, then up to the next note, down, up. I'm making sure to anchor, and I'm making sure that I'm staying relaxed in how I'm holding my pick, and how my wrist is moving, and how my arm is dropped. So nice and relaxed. And I can do this at lots of different tempos, but I'm just picking a nice even tempo to do that at. So I can work on just alternating that picking. Then I go into the next string, just down, up, down, up. We'll go on to the next string. Doing an exercise like this with 4 notes, the same as we cross the strings, just means I don't have to do a lot of thinking about what notes I'm playing. So it means we can focus on our right hand, trying to keep it relaxed, and just working in control, nice and easy, no tension. That's really what's important as we think about that right hand. Doing this exercise allows me to practice on each of the 4 strings as well, sort of getting used to where I'm anchoring for all 6 strings. And sometimes I'll move my wrist just a little bit as I progress along the saddle, and sometimes I'll just be reaching a little bit more, but it all stays relaxed. So I can do 4 plucks, and then I'll do 2 plucks. We do the same thing, only 2 plucks. So you go ready, and you have down, up, twice. So we get kind of used to moving notes a little bit faster. Of course, you can practice this at various tempos, but you want to start off where you are completely relaxed. This is a great warm-up exercise. Great time to work on our technique when we're warming up. Just sort of get our mind focused. We've taken these deep breaths and getting our body in a relaxed state, because we want our body to play the guitar in a relaxed state so we don't have any injuries, so we don't create tension through those ligaments and tendons and muscles and so on. So once I've done 2, it's good to do 3. Now when we do 3, it forces an alteration on the direction as we get each new note. So we're going to have down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You could alternatively do down, up, down, repeated back to back. But I like to do this one because it gets us ready for doing 1 pluck per string with the alteration. So down, up, or I should say 1 pluck per note, not a string. So we go down, up, down, up, down, up. You just want to focus, be relaxed as we work on this. Of course, you can go back down, but I'm just going across all 6 strings. Now, as you work these, you can get it so you're getting them faster. Work at different tempos, and in all sets, the 4, the 2, the 3, the 1. You can also flip the direction, and this is kind of interesting because it sort of goes contrary to how we usually sort of intuitively want to play, which is where we want to put the down beat or anything that's on the beat with a down pluck, and anything in between the beat with an up pluck. But we can flip it, and this is a good exercise. Right now, as we do down, up, as we move to each string, we're just going down again. So as we move from string to string, we're just plucking sort of in the direction we're going. If you get into sweep picking, that works within that. This, if we switch the direction, it's going to force us to jump over each string, which we sometimes have to do when we're playing music. So as I go up, down, 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 and I jump to the next string, I've got to jump over that 5th string to catch the up. Getting that technique into our right hand will help with accuracy in the right hand. So this is a good thing to sort of flip it, because depending on the music we're playing, there may be moments where one approach versus the other comes up, and we want to be able to do both. So you go ready and up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. There's a different tone to an up pluck versus a down pluck. You may have noticed that. Right now, as you're going, you want to work on even, keeping each of those pitches sounding even. We don't want any accents in there. That's another technique to work on. Right now, each of them should get the same amount of volume. try and keep it as even as we can. Of course, we can do 2, so we go ready and stay relaxed, make sure to breathe. Nice deep breaths. The more we learn through technical exercises like this to play in a relaxed state, the more we learn to play the guitar relaxed when we're playing difficult things. Sort of playing the guitar in a relaxed state just becomes the natural way that we play, and that will stay as we're playing more difficult things. And we need to stay relaxed. The more we can stay relaxed, the better we can play hard things. The better we can do anything on the guitar, the more we're able to stay relaxed. So once you've done 2 and 4, you can do 3, and this will flip the direction opposite of what we were doing before. So we got up, down, up, down, up, down. And we can do 1, so we go ready and up, down, up, down, up, down. So, great things to work on. Keep that right hand anchored, keep those fingers tucked, and keep that alteration. Some of the students that I run into, some folks have bigger hands than I do too, but a lot of times I'll see students that will try and anchor their pinky or their fingers here and just go from the thumb. So when I create an anchor with any of my fingers here, it puts tension through the hand and can put me in an awkward position. And if I do anchor that way, then the plucking is going to all be in the thumb joint and not in the wrist. So my approach that has worked so well for me all these years keeps it in the bigger joint, keeps it right here in the wrist, and it works really, really nice. When you start anchoring these fingers, it has to go in the thumb, and I don't do that. So there are those who probably do, but I also don't like it because it puts tension through the hand. I want to avoid tension. So hope this helps. Hope you're having fun playing the guitar. In the next Technique Tuesday lesson, we'll talk a little bit about the left hand, great left hand positioning, and build on this exercise with some other variations that you can do that can work on left and right hand coordination, and also just work on great left hand finger position when we're playing individual notes. So it's going to be great. Hope you're having fun. Take care, and we hope to see you on Thursdays for our fretboard theory lessons and also on Saturdays. So keep having fun with that guitar. Take care. We'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.